Oh man, I hate Mondays.
Nah, man, it's Tuesday.
Wait. What day is it?
You know what day it is? Tuesday. Brewsday Tuesday.
Oh, fuck yeah! Grab a cold one. It's Brewsday Tuesday, brought to you by the Cellar and Six Pack Store. Here's DreZ and Big Nate.
Maybe I do need to use one of the bottle shooters or something, because the knife is just not very conducive because it takes me like a
But it
couple
looks so cool.
Yeah, but it doesn't look cool because I can't do it on camera and I can't hold it up to the microphone. And look at this. I'm even spillage. I got spillage going on.
Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one who had spillage.
It is Brewsday Tuesday, brought to you by the Cellar Restaurant and Six Pack Store in downtown Blacksburg, which I do know that that's where these bottles came from. We went down there shopping. I think this was from when you and I went down that way and we were looking.
I think this is the. Oh no, I got it all over.
Oh, you
the floor.
got.
It's fine.
Oh, nice. Okay, well, you
the
did.
carpet
wisely.
soaked it up.
I got it on the not the board, thankfully, but here on the actual countertops. But so we decided to grab from the imported section, which there is a nice little variety over there. Just talk to Mikey, he'll point you in the right direction. But Samuel Smith Old Brewery, or we've been saying Sam Smith, but I just realized after a quick Google search that that's also the name of that guy, that singer guy. So maybe we need to stop doing that. It's a brewery that's been around for, I mean, you'd say decades, but I guess centuries, really. What was it?
1758.
In North Yorkshire, or no, what is it again?
Tadcaster, North Yorkshire, England.
I'm looking because this label's got so much going on. I was hoping to see the areas.
Well, that's going to reveal a lot about me too.
North Yorkshire in England. Yes, that's correct.
Tadcaster. So apparently they do like country, state, city, kind of like we do here. But Tadcaster, what a name for a town!
I just think it's a name for a guitar, really. Yeah, I got that new Fender Tadcaster, man. It plays like a dream. So I popped our first round. We're going organic. All right, I got the organic pale ale, which I don't know if I think there's a little bit of some info on the back, but I think this is just general facts about Samuel Smith. So, oh no, this one does say Samuel Smith's pale ale captures the true soul of beer. It is brewed with hard well water, best organic malted barley, yeast, and organic aroma hops. Fermentation in stone Yorkshire squares. Now that's in bold, so that must be important. Creates a full-bodied, rounded palate. It is a fresh maltiness. It has a fresh maltiness that reminds you that great beer is good product of the soil, organically natured. There you go. We're going organic on the first round of Brewsday Tuesday.
Also, we're vegan.
Oh,
that's a bragging point for Samuel Smith. They've only got 2 beers on their menu that aren't vegan. So, which leads me to wonder, like Guinness, of course, isn't vegan until very recently. So, obviously they're using some sort of animal adjunct, probably some sort of fish liver to filter. But most of Samuel Smith's brews are in fact vegan. This one is the pure brewed organic lager beer, and it's got this like pretty like. Looks like it would have been a decoration in my grandmother's house. The painting of a beer and hops and wheat. And it's just very old school. And on the back, it says brewed with great care using only organic malted barley, organic hops, medium soft water, and a bottom medium. Yeah, so they changed up the water for this one. And a bottom fermenting yeast matured at low temperatures to bring out its delicate flavor and soft hop character finish. The cold maturation period allows the bottom fermenting yeast to secondary ferment and improve this lager's flavor, purity, and condition. Before the days of refrigeration, lager was matured in underground caves. But, of course, they didn't do that. So just kind of throw that little tagline in there. It's like you got half of a Wikipedia entry, and then you just stopped. But it's 5% ABV, as you would expect with a lager, and 12 fluid ounces, which is great because usually when you get the Europeans, it's like 11.2.
Yeah, I was checking that actually because I was like, oh, this is one of those, the bottle is more unique. It's not exactly the shape that we're used to here in the States. And but I did confirm, yeah, 12 fluid ounces or 355 milliliters.
Do you
I
also
forget
have
now.
the USDA organic certification?
It is. Oh,
Yeah.
Soil Association organic, and yes, USDA organic as well. 5% mine is as well. 5% pretty standard over there. I mean, that's to me, that's the baseline of a beer ABV. So it makes sense that a brewery that's been around this long probably just goes with that for all of their beers. Perhaps I don't know. I mean, I haven't looked on their page to and confirmed the ABVs of all their beers, but that seems pretty standard.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely. So, I mean, you've probably had Samuel Smiths before, mostly.
I don't think I've had this one though. That's why I
Yes,
think this batch and the same two before the other two. I don't believe I've had them. I grabbed the ones that I hadn't had before.
Okay.
But yeah, they're based on I can't remember what the name, but the one that's stereotypical that you think still has the gold foil on the top, but it's you remember what it's got like gold and
One's the
blue on it.
Teddy Porter, and then the other one is
The oatmeal stout.
Yeah.
That one's real popular.
So like I've seen those. I didn't know they made like lagers, pale ale, stuff like that. So it's fascinating to me that, I don't know which came first, the chicken or the egg thing. But you got to figure they probably started with like those porters, those stouts, those more traditional European, English, UK ales.
Yeah.
And kind of moved towards this direction. But I'm excited to see them go in the organic direction.
Well, yeah, and I know that I think they have a wide variety of different stuff. These are the organics, I know that they have some fruity stuff, but I do think that the stouts, at least, I mean, since that to me, that's when I think of Samuel Smith. That's the beer that comes to mind. So I imagine that's sort of their bread and butter. But we'll delve into. I think in the next round, I think it might be a stout and a porter, something like that. I can't quite recall, but we'll delve into that in a little bit. But when it comes to international beers, I know one of our teasers was I think that this is our first round of international beers. I mainly think of, obviously there's Guinness and stuff, but we get that brewed here. The true international beers, the main ones that I go towards are like the more like the Belgians that are, I feel like the Europeans do so
They've
well.
mastered it at this
I
point.
mean, there's definitely some good ones here, but I mean, if you really want a good proper Belgian, it makes sense. You got to go kind of over to Europe to really, really get a good taste for that. That being said, the other one that came to mind is Brewdog, which I know that Brewdog they got some spots here that they're brewing, but that's another brewery over there that I've come to grow fond of, mainly when I was given some stock in Brewdog. So now I'm one of those shareholders.
See, I didn't know Brewdog was international.
Started in Scotland. Like I'm pretty sure the first one is where my BB's from. That's why she's like all about it. It's because it's started in her own backyard.
To me, they seem to have such a American mentality when it comes to things like beer.
Well, no,
So I could be 110% wrong. To me, my impression of European particular beers is that it's very like steeped in tradition, not willing to try new things. And Brewdog seems like a very kind of with it company.
Yeah, well, it's not one. Brewdog hasn't been around since the 1700s.
It's true.
So it's not one of those ones where it was like that. It is more of the new up and coming. I don't remember when it first started, but it was within the last couple, probably last decade or two. So on that side of things, it is more on the booming of the craft beer scene, which makes sense of why they're more of the experimental and like I know that Brewdog did that teaming up with Lamb of God, and they've done some other stuff. In fact, that does remind me, I went beer shopping over the weekend and I found a Brewdog. I don't remember if I told you this. It's called Fellowship IPA. So it's a Lord of the Rings collaboration.
Ooh.
So that's the start. I need to get a couple more, but I think we're going to have to do a movie themed Brewsday Tuesday on the horizon. I got a couple more in mind that I need to just track down, but that'll be a good show.
When in doubt, You can grab a PBR, and then we'll just reference Blue Velvet a bunch.
Yeah, that's not quite what I'm going for theme wise. I want it on the label that it's associated with the
All right.
movie. But I see where your head's at. There was a couple that came to mind. I was like, this kind of works because it does, but nah. Well, I want to find it because I actually had that idea when I spotted a beer, and I wish I could remember the name of it, but it was some sort of a tie-in with Good Will Hunting. And I was like, oh, that could be a good show. But like, I'm like, when are I going to find any more? And then I found like 2 more. I'm like, damn, I wish I bought that beer. But we'll see if I can track it down. We digress.
Yeah. So apparently, BrewDog is the #1 craft brewer in Europe, according to them. I did not.
According
notice.
to them, yeah. I mean, I don't believe it though. Like you're right. When I can't think of any other European craft brewery that does scream and do the same sort of thing. Like they're so cool. I was actually just seeing they they have this big shareholders event every year at basically all of their locations. And one of them posted, because I guess the biggest brew dog, I can't remember where it is, but they were saying like, oh, we're ready for the event. And it just showed pictures of the venue. It's got like 5 different bars, and going from the upstairs down to the second floor, they actually have a slide in the brewery. How sweet is that, man? Like, I really want to go there. That'd be sweet. But
it blows my mind that like, I mean, that literally takes my whole perspective on BrewDog just completely out the window. Of course, that's not the subject of this episode.
Yeah,
so,
we can get back to
shaking
talking,
my whole world.
We can get back to talking Sam Smith. Again, I need to stop saying that. Samuel Smith, old brewery.
Well, surely he's dead by now.
Yeah, he's probably long gone. But that is cool though. It is still in the family. Like it's a family owned and operated, and has been like,
and still independent.
Yeah, that's pretty damn cool.
Wild.
Got to give him credit there. How is your organic lager treating you?
I mean, and I can't say it's better than any lager I've had, but I can't say it's worse. I mean, it's a straightforward lager. I think that's a style that's easy for a lot of breweries to perfect. I think I'm probably like just forecasting here, probably going to give it a higher score for a lager, but we're not reinventing the wheel here.
Yeah.
Other than bragging about being organic. The thing that really intrigues me about their bottles and their packaging, though, and what kind of made it stick out in my eye is, you can't put this much crap on a label and not have a good product, because this is just a graphic design nightmare.
There is a lot going on. If you're watching on the Facebook,
it better
or
be
the YouTube.
damn good beer.
Yeah. So if you want to untap it, which is how we like to write our beers, the Untapped app, it's free. You can download it. You can print us on there. DreZ Drinks is my handle. Big Nate Danger across from me. A scale of 0.25 up to 5. How is it tasting?
As far as lagers go, it's straightforward. It's the definition of a lager. I think that organic bumps it up a point. I think the lager or the label bumps it down a quarter of a point. I'm going to go ahead with a flat 4 on this.
All right. Well, that's not too shabby.
Pretty decent.
Now, unfortunately, I already drank mine all the way down because I did want to hint on the lack of paleness in my pale. And before I obviously talked too much about it because you drank yours, I envisioned my beer to look more like your color and your beer to look more like my color, because mine was a bit darker than I would have imagined for a pale ale. I don't know if they just do things differently over there. That being said, it is pretty tasty. It actually has it's a bit of a sweetness to it, which was kind of nice. I did enjoy that. As far as the organic, I know you gave them some love and a point for that. I feel like most beers would be organic, right? What's the non-organic thing that generally goes in beers that makes this special?
So, I mean, not to shake up everyone's viewing of the world, but like a lot of water is fluoridated.
Okay, so you think that
I think
that's the big thing is the water?
That's my theory. I have no scientific basis for it, but I'm pretty sure that using that well water is the distinction.
See, I don't know. I guess it depends.
Because your hops are going to be organic.
I mean, most
barley,
things that
your wheat,
all things that go into beer. And I think of water being organic, but I didn't even think about that aspect of it. But you would hope and think that most breweries are using good water. That's not. I don't know. I guess good is a relative term. But either way, I digress. I don't know I don't know if I'm going to give them an extra point for the organic. I mean, I could frankly, I guess organic's good. I could care
It
less.
could also be a lot of breweries just missing out on having that like extra seal there that'll get people to buy it. Because I mean, I felt
That's
hook, line,
true.
and sinker for the gimmick.
That's a good point. Maybe that's what it comes down to, is if you can make it, if it all it takes is a little bit of a tweak to make it organic, and then you can slap that on there to get that extra appeal, might as well do it. But that being said, I don't think it needs that gimmick. This beer, it does stand on itself. I think it tastes pretty good. Again, pale ales, certainly not my favorite style. But that said, it's a pretty tasty one. I'll give it, I think I'm right there with you. Maybe about a 3.75. I'll go 3.75 on this one. We'll take a quick break. We'll play a tune. Maybe we'll play some Sam Smith. No, I'm just kidding. We'll come back and we'll drink some more Samuel Smith, the Old Brewery, right here on 105.3 The Bears, Brewsday Tuesday. Stick around.